Today I will be going over a very exciting topic for our science class today called Punnett squares. It all started with Gregor Mendel, also known as the father of genetics. The concept of the Punnett square started in 1856 by Gregor Mendel when he began his studies on peas, which he grew in his own garden. The pea plant characters that Mendel studied were the dominant and recessive traits of the seed's shape, the seed color, pod shape and pod color, flower position, and stem length. I'm going to show you an image of this in the next clip. Take a look, and you can see the various characteristics of the pea plant that he studied. So in the image you see each of these characteristics are in the form of a particular gene called an allele. There are two types of alleles called the dominant and recessive allele. The dominant allele is the dominant trait such as yellow seed color and is always represented by a capital letter such as the letter T. The recessive allele is the recessive trait such as green seed color and is always represented by a lowercase letter such as the lowercase letter T. Alleles are paired in two and are expressed by their phenotype or their genotype. Phenotype are the physical characteristics. Examples are Mendel's pea plant's phenotypes that are smooth versus wrinkled, seed shape, the seed color, the pod shape, pod color, wherever the flower is located on the plant, purple versus white flower color, and also the length of the stem. The genotype, on the other hand, are the allele combinations or genes. They're not necessarily always visually seen in the offspring. Example, Mendel's pea plant's pod yellow versus green color alleles are either the capital Y matched with the capital Y, or the capital Y matched with the lowercase y, or you could see it in the form of the recessive phenotype, where the allele is in two lowercase y's. So, just remember to note that the recessive traits are only seen in the offspring visually expressed by the phenotype. If both the dominant alleles from each parent are completely absent, such as the allele with the lowercase t matched with the lowercase t, but never where you'll see an allele with the dominant capitalized letter T with the lowercase letter t will you see the recessive trait. In the image of the pea pods on your screen, you only see the recessive green trait when the alleles are both lowercase y and lowercase y. But if the recessive allele is matched with the dominant allele, such as the capital Y with the lowercase y, you will not see the green recessive color. Alleles are paired together with one allele taken from each parent, from the mom and the dad, to the offspring. This process is called meiosis, when genes come in pairs and separate during the formation of gametes. For instance, in the picture I will be attaching soon, you'll see, is both the parents are heterozygous with both the dominant and recessive trait. Therefore, it has a result with only one of the four offsprings carrying the recessive trait that is also recessive in its phenotype in the brown color for the allele with the lowercase b and added to the lowercase b. So there's two lowercase b's for that allele, which would result in the brown color, in eye color. You can see this in the next image. So this concludes our lesson for gene expression. So basically what we went over was the offspring's genes comes in pairs from each of their parents, where their alleles are homozygous or they are heterozygous, which the homozygous would be the same alleles capital B with capital B, or an allele from both parents where one is a lowercase b with a lowercase b from the other parent. Or they can also be heterozygous with different alleles, with a capital letter B matching with a lowercase b. Please note the only allele that would have the recessive trait or phenotype would be the allele with the two lowercase b. And the dominant trait for eye color would be black with the capital letter B, or the lowercase b matching with the capital letter B. But the recessive trait, which would be the brown color, would only be seen in the phenotype with the two lowercase b's. And that would end our class discussion on the Punnett Square and on the gene expression that Mendel had studied. That's the end for our lesson. Enjoy.